Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. I made this a couple hours ago. Wasn't happy. I had the lines too close, and now I think I've got the lines too far apart. But if you can see the shadow of the ball on there, I'm not going to go through all the steps because you can get all these steps except for the last part at the end. So we have this. I did the same thing with the fisheye tool. This is what I use a little further apart. A couple things we need to check. We need to check, make sure if I've removed the white from the background, go to order back a page, and I have, so it's ready to go. And that's in part one anyway. Now we're going to take this and we're going to make a duplicate and move it over. And then I'm going to take a red ball and I'm going to turn it red and I'm going to make a duplicate because of making the same size. Then I'm going to take my mesh fill tool like I just used earlier today, and I'm going to put that like right there. Now, what we need to do with this won't work with this, so I'm just going to have no outline, and I am going to power clip this extra one into here. So I'm going to go to Object, Power Clip, Place Inside Frame. Yeah, our ball is not really big enough, but I'm going to go with that. And I'm just going to say that's okay. Now I need to take this go up to a bitmap and convert it to a bitmap. I'm going to get rid of that outline. I probably should have done that before I turned it into a bitmap. Tell you what, let's back up here. So there it is. I haven't turned it into a bitmap yet. Well, remember now it's a power clip. That's one reason I don't like power clip. I'll tell you what, I did it with power clip earlier. Let's try Intersect tool. So I'm just going to put this in there, maybe even like that, and go Intersect this time, because that's really what I want. And then I could probably go and group it, ungroup it, because I don't want that ring. I just want this. Now I've kind of messed up by moving things around, but then I'm going to go to bitmap, convert to bitmap, so I can blur it. Then I'm going to go to effects, blur, Gaussian blur, because I want the shadow to be a little fuzzy. That's probably too fuzzy, but that's okay. Now I can put my ball into the item, go ahead and go object, order, back a page. But then I can put my shadow in there and I can kind of move it around wherever I want it. I've got it way too dark of a shadow and not really, I didn't make my ball big enough, but you can kind of see. Now, let me nudge that out of the way and we can actually make it a little transparent by making it a little bit less dark. That'll make it look more like a shadow, and then put it back. I should have made it with a lot bigger ball, but you can kind of see the shadow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to nudge both those out of the way for just a second. I am going to Control D to make a duplicate of this and make the new one, I'm going to nudge out of the way so we can see it. And then make it a gray. I actually have to, I moved it. Go to bitmap and convert it to a bitmap. Then I can make it a gray. Well, maybe not. But what I can do is just go to the transfer and make it a little bit see-through. That might work pretty good right there. Now what I can do is nudge it back. I've still got it selected. Well, you know what? It's going to have white in it. So let's do our yellow box trick. Object, order, back a page. No, it doesn't. Does our black still have it? No, it doesn't. So I just couldn't see it. So nudge that back up, double click and get a rotation, and try to rotate it where your lines kind of match up with the other lines. That doesn't look half bad. And then we can nudge this back and The only thing is I can see the gray, so we need to pick the gray ball. Can't really tell if we've got it or not. We go object, order, back a page. So now the ball is in front of that. I wish I would have made my red ball bigger so I could show off the shadow a little bit more. And you could, you could still, once you've got it in there, you could still change it. And, well, that's gotten the ball. Let's nudge that out of the way. And let's make this a little bit darker. Not make it quite as transparent. Anyway, I would like somebody else to try this and see what you can do, and email me a picture of it, or post me if you don't have my email, I've got it all over the internet, but it's just Corel Draw Help Doug at gmail.com. I would really like to see your rendition of it. And I'll put this at the bottom of the video. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.